because of work pressure, try to cooperate. So I will share my next topics also. So the just in brief, we will first I will give the synopsis regarding to that the previous topics. Okay, just see that in brief about that our previous topics. That's very important. సో ఇంత స్ట్రైన్ అయి ఉన్న ప్రొఫెషన్ అంటే నాకు ప్రాణం ఉంది, అందుకే నేను డిస్కస్ చేస్తూ వస్తున్నాను. జస్ట్ గివ్ ఏ కోఆపరేషన్ అండ్ ట్రై టు నోట్ డౌన్ ఈచ్ అండ్ ఎవ్రీథింగ్ అండ్ ఇంట్రొడక్షన్ టు దిస్ ద artificial learning. So what is a part of that? What this is the sequence actually. We have to follow this sequence. This introduction to artificial learning methods, that artificial IQ levels, that is an intelligent levels. What is this artificial intelligence? It's in introductions. Okay, so artificial intelligence applications, you should be very perfect on this. Of course I will go to the sequence of topic, but the thing is you should be perfect on the artificial intelligence applications and what are the methodologies involved in the artificial intelligence, what are the different methodologies involved in this. Okay, methodologies in AI, what are the different methodologies are there, try to understand. And so the AI values, okay, the decision making is very important using the AI values, artificial intelligence values, the decision making. So that is called an ethical decision making. Okay, you should know the perfect system on the ethical decision making. That's what very important actually. Okay, math for AI is also very important, of course. In sequence, math for AI is also very important. Math for what are the mathematics is involved, that mathematical equations concerned with this artificial intelligence interpretation. Okay, so because before writing the programming skills, the equations are mandatory actually. Okay, so the equations are mandatory. So now I will share my screen. Actually, just observe here the point what we discussed in the continuation presentation. So here first I will highlight the sequence of presentation, the layers you can examine. I will share that my presentation. So here you observe this artificial neural network, how it is. AI can be described as layers of software units called neurons. This is very important point. Artificial neural network can be described as layers of software units. It is called the neurons, also called as node. The as per technical is concerned, the neuron and node is same. This is I am working hard on the practically. That's why I know the terminologies and keywords up to date. Because heroes in the technology, it should be outdated on the tomorrow. Please try to understand. That's why the reason the technology is not constant and it's not uniform. Okay, it should be varied. I am telling the updated technology points based on my practical oriented experience. That's why you keep these points very well. So the nodes, okay, and neurons, okay, are connected. Okay, a layered manner. Always they are connected in the layered manner. The layered, the structure is layer. The network transforms data from one neuron to another neuron until they can classify as output. These networks transform data from one neuron to another neuron. Okay, neural network is again a technique to build a computer program. Okay, that learn from the data. Okay, this technically they are connected the nodes like this. The various inputs, input layer, hidden layer 2, and output layer. These are the different nodes you should examine here, how the structure is. The most common structure of a neural network consists of separate nodes, input, hidden, output. Those are the here two hidden layers, of course. The structure is always consists of 3 nodes, input layer, hidden layer, output layer. The input node, this is the layer where information or initial data from the real world gets introduced into neural network. Okay, so the data, what is the real word, the practical, the reality of the data, what you want to give the reality. Okay, it's an artificial reality, maybe the virtual reality. Okay, what are maybe the task you should have to give, that is information is passed to the hidden layer. Okay, where the computations can begin here. In this point, the computations will begin. The giving the information is very important. It's an innovative information, no doubt on that. It's an innovative information that should be processed. The structure, you should only examine the structure. In this structure, in these internal layers, the computations will start. The concept is the computations will start in this structure actually. Okay, so here, there is no connection to the real world at this stage. This point where the machines uses the information received from the input node. The machines uses the information. It carries the computation processing on it. If the machine will perform the computations will automatically. Okay, there is no role of human here. Human interface is zero here. Please try to understand. The machine will process this much of nodes. I shown here the some sort of nodes. Sometimes this node should be lakhs. Sometimes the stored would be crores, million. So the system will process efficiently without missing any simple set of data. With human interface, it is impossible to perform this computation, but machine will perform this computation very well. So that is a main advantage. The information passed into hidden node where computations can begin. Hidden node means there is no connection at the real world stage. In reality, there is no connection here. Computation and processing. Okay, what the output is the final stage of computation conclude. Data made available output layer from where it gets transferred back to the real world. Here the input is came from the real world only, but output again goes to the real world. Just understand the logic. You should have to build it. Suppose you want to build any computation and its own. Okay, this is the procedure. The output again goes to the real world. Input is taken from the real world. Okay, that's a practicality here. So let's I share them an example for you. So I want to record one database, a simple database I want to record. Okay, marks, gender and emotional stability, age and emotional stability. This history of selection procedure. Okay, so how many people are the in this group are talented, I want to modify. So I want to give the database as how many people are talented and how are they are emotionally stable. Okay, to control the emotions, selection the procedure. Okay, I want to write for the maybe for the 50,000 people. I want to write for the some 1 lakh people. It can able to perform the database. The process that will be followed, the every member a maximum of some points. I want to give some maximum points and some minimum points like that, and I want to perform the task 1, task 2, task 3 like that. Okay, so that is one type of example. There are so many examples are there, of course. So here this is the whole process learning and development accuracy is nothing but artificial neural network. This is you can observe. This is the accuracy. What's it? I want to give so many inputs from the real world. Here I recorded marks, gender, age, and emotions. These are the inputs I want to give. So just for your convenience to understand well, I am giving a simple example, but there are complicated examples also there. Okay, in the all are depends on the practical database, of course. So Juliet 1, 2, 3, they are called hidden layers. The final verdict we have to give to the final process like this. Okay, here the decision prediction output layer. Okay, hidden layer. Okay, so then here the point will come into the picture about what's the meaning of the deep learning. What is the meaning of deep learning? Deep learning is a branch of machine learning which is completely based on artificial networks. As neural networks mimics the human brain. So deep learning is a kind of imitation of the human brain. Here the logic is try to understand clearly because we are in a position to implement these things. Okay, because all are practical oriented now, we should implement everything. Okay, it's a deep learning is also kind of, it's just imitation of human brain. Just imitation of human brain. There's a correct word here. Coming into practically. In deep learning, we don't need a program everything. It is important to know that in deep learning, we do not need explicitly program everything. Okay. So just observe the machine learning input, feature extraction, classification, output. Okay. Like this, a machine learning, a process. Just identify the process input. I given some object, whatever may be the object, a future extraction I want to give, the classification and output, like that. So here, let us understand the difference between machine learning and deep learning here. So this is a machine learning and this is a deep learning. So if you see these diagrams, you can examine a little bit difference, but there is a lot of difference on this. There is a lot of difference on this. So that difference I can highlight here. What's the difference between this machine learning type and deep learning type? The first point here is works on small amount of data set for accuracy. There is a quality of the machine learning. The quality of the deep learning is works on large amount of data set. Okay. So machine learning dependent on low end machine, whereas deep learning depends on heavily dependent on the high end machine. Okay. Observing the each and every point, you can examine that the deep learning is more advantage when compared to the machine learning. So machine learning divides the tasks into subtasks to solve them individually and finally to combine the results. And deep learning solves the problems end to end. Machine learning takes less time to train. Deep learning takes longer time to train. Machine learning testing time may increase. Deep learning less time to test the data. Deep learning less time to test the data, whereas the machine learning testing may increase. Okay, more advantages, less time to test the data, it will take more time. More time means disadvantage. You give any task, the response time is more means it is a disadvantage. Okay, a dynamic response is required today. So if you put any query, a system which is required to give a dynamic response. If you give me a lag or something slow, it is no useless. Present the system is, we cannot consider that system actually into account. If you take deep learning at a practical work, automated driving, automated researchers are using profound learning is robotically spot entities such as stoplights and traffic signals. In addition, deep learning is also used to detect pedestrians, reducing the incidence of accidents. Okay, there's a practical advantage of automated driving. So aerospace and defense, it's a very complex field, of course. Identifying the objects from satellites and locate safe and unsafe zones for troops is another area, while deep learning is playing major role. Okay, medical research. It's a lot of changes are required. Deep learning is used to by cancer researchers to automatically detect those cancer cells. Manually, it is very impossible to detect the cancer cells. Okay, in stage 1 it is highly impossible, stage 2 is very highly impossible, but in coming to medical research using the deep learning algorithms, the algorithms will automatically detect in the initial stage itself. Okay, so industrial automation, so deep learning is helping, these are the lagging in the technologies in that present. Okay, but using the deep learning algorithms we can solve it. So industrial automation, deep learning is helping to improve worker safety around heavy machinery by automatically detecting when people or objects are within an unsafe distance from the machines, what machine learning can and cannot do. First through arises once in mind after learning about artificial intelligence and machine learning is they will replace humans. Okay, no doubt on that. Humans as commander in chief. Okay, so a few examples of machine learning in everyday is virtual personal assistant like Siri, Alexa, Google Home, etc. Okay, and predictions while communicating, so like the traffic forecast on Google Maps, so video surveillance systems, so nowadays are powered by artificial intelligence and make it possible to detect crime before what happened, the track So unusual behavior of the people, like standing motionless for a long time, okay, stumbling or napping the benches, etc. So social media services, okay. So about the if Facebook continuously notices, okay, the friends you connect with the profiles that you visit very often, okay. On basis of continuous learning, list of Facebook users is suggested what you become friends with you. Face recognition on a Facebook, that is also very important feature, okay. That is possible using the machine learning algorithm techniques here. So when you upload a picture yourself with a friend, does not Facebook instantly recognize a friend? The Facebook processes the projections in the picture. This what improvement is required on the environment of the Facebook. Still, it is not there. Notices of unique features and then matches same with people in your friends list. So email spam and malware filtering. Emails are arranged according to some standard as per email spam. Mail filtering messages are received mails, detects and removes the ones holding malicious codes, okay, such as virus, Trojan, okay, malware. They are very dangerous to the system. Those viruses can be detected automatically. Okay, product recommendation. You often receive emails from similar so merchandisers after you have stopped online a product. The products either similar or matches your taste. It definitely refines the shopping experience. Okay, the product recommendation, online fraud detection, machine learning is a lending is potential. Still now there is no type of technology is not there. Okay, but to make a cyberspace as a security to place by tracking, so monetary frauds on the online, okay, they are common present. So but it can able to detect, the algorithm ML algorithm can able to detect. Take for example a PayPal is using the ML for protection against money laundering. Even the advancements we made about ML over the years, okay. So any problems, okay, require social context, will take a longer for a machine to solve. It can easily solve that, particularly with respect to text analytics. There are two main challenges. First is ambiguity. This means that same word mean many things. Second is variability, indicating the same thing said in different ways. Machine learning cannot solve ethical problems. A self-driving car kills, okay, someone on the road. Okay, whose fault it is? Okay, this is a drawback for every technology. There is a advantage as well as disadvantages. Just see the pictures, various types of pictures, the jobs by the artificial intelligence. Okay, acquiring the basic technical related skills. Okay, is not something. Creative jobs, the management related tech jobs. Next examination is based on the practical focus. You can observe here the data sets and predictions. Task. What is the task here? Get a forecast from a weather app. That is a task I given to the machine. The data set. What the weather was like in the past. Prediction. What the weather be like in the future. Like this. Okay. Again, you give a task to the machine. Send a voice to text message. Okay. Then data set. Transcript the audio of people talking. Prediction. Okay. Transcription of your audio message. Search for something on a Google. Again the task to the machine. Past things you have clicked in the Google. Okay, which search you don't want to see first. Okay, have Google auto completed your search query? Okay, again the question. The answer. Past searches of the people who shares your interests. You will full search after type and the first word. It will detect every inch of the thing what you searched on the Google. Okay, it will examine, okay, through Google it will examine the all the details using the IP. Now, other than the IP address, it will track the face and everything it will track. Okay, have a writing assignment of graded by a computer. Example of graded writing assignments. So grade new assignment deserves. Save search on the Google. Okay, today it's a problem. That's why we are using so many type of browsers. Google Chrome. Okay, Firefox servers. Okay, so many servers we are using. So still now they are not efficient. Improvement is required. Websites that are safe and unsafe. Okay, which are safe to the system and which one are unsafe to the system. New websites that are safe or unsafe, it will give the machine will give that. This suppose it's an unsafe website, the machine will automatically give the warning messages. Okay, like that. The suggested email response on Gmail, people responses from the past email exchanges. The response you might get in a new email. Okay, snapshot filter, example of people faces, way to past glasses of our face, play a motion sensitive video game. So examples of different motions corresponding to the video game, actions we have to take. Okay, and other, receive a product recommendation on Amazon. The product people have brought together in past. Okay, so and a product you might like what you just brought. Okay, spam folder. This is very important. The people will neglect about this concept in the email, but it is not a negligible topic. Okay, it's mostly executed topic. It is examples of emails that are not on the spam, which are in the spam or which are not in the spam. Whether a new email is in the spam. Okay, like Instagram ad. Okay, and have a new app suggest an article. New articles you have read in the past. New articles may like to read. Suggest a snapshot and words auto corrected in a text. Recommend recommend product on Facebook. So and respond to email on a Gmail. Face to unlock and lock a device. Today, number of algorithms are there based on this. Still, the development is there. Okay, okay, development is required, of course. Okay, for this concept. Map app to path to a destination. Use. Okay, communicate with a customer service bot. Have an email labeled important. Okay, then this is very important. Okay, so these concepts also important. AI applications and methodologies. What are the various methodologies and what are the various applications of these AI concepts? AI applications such as chatbots, role of AI in weather forecasting, autonomous cars. Those concepts are very important. Appreciating a fact that AI here no supplement us and not to complement with us. Fair understanding how our society is expected to look like, the age of AI, skills that needed, fair understanding of AI applications. Artificial intelligence technologies are widely used today in the market. Okay, without AI, every application is useless simply. In modern times, we are surrounded with a variety of AI tools that make many aspects of our lives easier. Okay, have I ever see about that? We listen the music, the product we buy from the Amazon or Flipkart, whatever may be that. So the news and information we receive, all made available with us to help on the A. A helping the composing poems, writing stories, helping the doctors, performing complex surgeries. Okay, that's most important. And prescribing the medicines, the A will do automatically those jobs. Okay, so it will work on the nervous system. Okay, on the brain. So key fields of AI. Okay, artificial intelligence helps in developing intelligent machines and software that learns, works, and responds like human beings. AI has become an integral part of human lives, and the uh, permitted in the area as diverse of science, engineering, business, medicine, video games, some applications, chatbots. You remember there is a chatbot AI application that can intimate a real conversation with a user in their natural language. They enable communicate via text or audio on a websites, messaging applications, mobile apps, or telephones. The chatbot platform, basic hands experience using the Gmail account is a Google dialog flow that you can call it as. So it will threat the virus risk level, okay, risk level advisable, okay, is it advisable which treatment that it automatically given by the AI. So in this scenario, in the pandemic situations, how much use it is, try to understand. The human, even though he's a medical expert, he cannot able to diagnose. But this machine can diagnose very well. That's why chatbots are divided into two types: rule-based chatbot, machine learning based chatbot. Rule-based chatbot is a simpler chatbot which follows set of predefined rules in responding users' questions. Chatbot installed at a school reception area, like that. Okay. Rule-based chatbot for simple conversations and cannot be used for the complex conversations. Okay. A quick question: rule-based chatbot for the simple conversation, not for the complex conversation. Machine learning for AI-based chatbot. Such chatbots are advanced form of chatterbots capable of holding complex conversations. Machine learning-based chatbot is useful for the complex conversations. The process, okay, neural network layers before responding to them. AI-based also learn from previous experience, reinforced learning, and it keeps on evolving. AI chatbots are developed and programmed to meet user requests by furnishing suitable and relevant responses. The challenge, nevertheless, lies the request to the most intelligent and closest responses that would satisfy the user. Okay, so here you can see this diagram: impossible, general AI, rule based, and intelligent machine, retrieving responses and generating responses. NLP. So we chatbots. We saw so many technologies. NLP is in the natural language processing. Alexa, Siri, or Google Instant, they use NLP to answer the question. We faced the question of the natural language processing. Like this, the sequence is connected. Information retrieval and machine translation, okay, analysis, information extraction. Just observe the diagram only. Okay, question answering. Natural language means the language of humans. It is different in verbal, written, or non-verbal, or expressions, sentiments such as emotions. The technology which enables the machine's software to understand and process the natural language of humans is called natural language processing. In other words, it is defined as branch of artificial intelligence that deals with interaction between computers and humans using the natural language. The main object of NLP to read, interpret, comprehend, and coherently make the sense of human language such that it creates a value for all. Therefore, we can safely conclude the NLP essentially compromise the natural language understanding. Human to machine, natural language generation. Okay, machine to human. This difference is very important. I want to post here. This difference is very, very important. Just 1 minute. Only the two things, of course. Machine to human, human to machine. Okay. Just continuation here. Okay. Step one for voice sound picked up by the microphone. Step two, waveform vibrates on the microphone's diaphragm, which measures amplitude of the sound of our speech. Step 3, inbuilt algorithm converts amplitude to frequency and then plots graph. Step 4, the plotted graph is converted to equivalent text, which is further analyzed to NLP. So virtual assistants like Alexa and Google Assistants work very well when they are connected to internet. Computer vision, getting started, object detection, optical character recognition, fingerprint recognition, they are very important. Object detection, optical character recognition, and fingerprint recognition. You can observe in smart devices also. They are object detections, optical character recognition, fingerprint recognition. Detection of moving object is different. Detection of stationary object is different. Both are different, of course. Understanding of logic is very important. Just see the process of computer vision. Real world images, information, decision. This is the process. Computer vision primary tasks are segmentation, classification plus localization, object detection, instance segmentation. These are the primary tasks. Classification localization. Once the object is classified, labeled, the localization task is evoked and puts bounding box around the object in the picture. Object detection. When human beings are video and image, they immediately identify the objects present in them. The intelligence can duplicate it using a computer. If we have multiple objects in the image, the algorithm will identify all of them and localize. Okay, even multiple objects case also. Moving is algorithm is different. Moving objects algorithm is different. Stationary is different. Okay. Classification, classification by localization, object detection, instance segmentation, type of classification, type of location. Just examine the diagrams. Weather, climate, event detection of or segmentation. High resolution atmospheric forecasting system. It is possible to design a high precision global weather model that updates hourly to provide a clear picture of weather activity around the globe. Okay, working on its weather forecasting model for years. Self-driving car. AI-based coming forecasting is transformative results. The accuracy levels would be higher than classical forecasting model. AI can work on broad range of data, due to which it can reveal new insights. AI model is not rigid like a classical model. Therefore, its forecasting is always based on the recent input. Self-driving car. See this picture, how it is. A command, a program, of course. Computer vision, just see the diagram. Camera that captures the picture of its surroundings. which then goes to deep learning model to processing the image. This helps the car to know when the light is red or when there is a zebra crossing, etc. Radar is a detection system to find out how far or close the other vehicles on the road. Surveillance method, which distance a target is measured, just like a Google car. Okay. Deep learning is the brain of the car, which take driving decisions. It will take automatic driving decisions. Human role is zero here. The information gathered through various sensors like computer visions, etc. Robotics, the self-driven cars have a brain and vision, but still its brain needs to connect with the other parts of the car, control and navigate effectively. Robotics helps to transmit the driving decisions by deep learning to steering, brakes, etc. Navigation using GPS, stored maps, etc. The car navigates busy roads and hurdles to reach the destination. Characteristics and types of AI. Okay, the very important one is artificial intelligence is autonomous. It can make independent decisions. It does not require human inputs. No role here. Interference or intention and work silently in the background without the user's knowledge. These systems do not spend on human programming. Instead, they learn on their through data experiencing. Has capacity to predict and adapt. Its ability to understand data pattern is being used in future predictions and decision making. It's a continuous learning. It learns from data patterns. AI is reactive. It perceives a problem and acts perception. AI is futuristic. It's cutting edge technology. Is expected to use more fields in future. Okay. There are many applications and tools being backed by artificial intelligence, which has a direct impact on our daily life. So it is important for us to understand that kind of systems that can be developed in a broad sense using artificial intelligence. Okay, data-driven artificial intelligence. The recent development is cheap data storage, hard disk, fast processor, CPU or GPU unit. They are very important in the practical applications. GPU. GPU is not concerned with hardware. We can access GPU through Google also. Sophisticated deepening algorithm has made it possible to extract huge value from data, and that has led to rise a data-centric AI systems. Such AI systems can predict that will happen next based on what they have experienced so far very efficiently. At times of these systems have managed to perform human and data-driven AI systems get trained with large data sets before to make predictions, forecasts, or decisions. However, the success of systems depends on largely on the availability of the correctly labeled large data sets. Every AI system we know around and data-driven AI system is a data-driven AI system. Okay, and autonomous system, recommendation systems. Okay, autonomous system is the technology which understands the environment and reacts without human intervention. The autonomous system are often called as artificial intelligence. For example, self-driving driving car, space robot, uh, Mars rover, cleaning robot, autonomous system. An IoT device like a smart home system is another example here. Okay, there are so many examples. Information to the determine whether AC need to switch it on or not. Okay, everything is on the machine control. When did it is on, when did it is off. So a recommendation system. So recommends or suggests the product services. Intimation to user based on the analysis of data based on a number of factors such as history, behavior, so preference and interest of the user, etc. It is data driven AI, so which needs data from training. For instance, when you watch a video on a YouTube, it suggests the video that match or shoot with the videos that you generally search for, prefer, or have been watching the past. So in short, it gathers data from the history of your activities and behavior. Let us take another example. Flipkart recommends the type of products that you normally prefer to buy. A, these classical examples recommendation, but you must know that machine learning working behind, okay, give you a good user experience. This is very important. Okay, so at this point, I want to stop my concepts. I will give some more concepts in the next presentation, but I will use some activities, practical oriented activities. So try to solve those activities. Okay. Next in session is interesting. I will tell about AI in the healthcare, transportation, disaster protection, agriculture, and those things I will discuss in the next presentation. Okay. So now I will use some exercises before stopping this presentation. Try to do those exercises, practical oriented exercises. First activities. What is being written on the web about AI? All are practical oriented analysis only. No theoretical question here. No, don't do any theoretical answers for this. In this your stage. Okay. What is being written on the web around AI? You work on practically and try to give the practical and then the answers only. Two activities I am giving. How AI is perceived. The next activity is how AI is perceived. Okay, so that is enough actually. You answer those things. Okay, right. Thank you. Thank you all.